Assalamualaikum everybody, and very good for today. I'm gonna introduce you guys about whistleblowing and ethical leadership. For whistleblowing is an action of an individual who reveals wrongdoing or misconduct in organization. Also that reveals private or classified information about an organization. For the ethical leadership is the art of influencing people and guiding them to make good decisions rooted in ethical values like fairness, morals, ethics, trust, accountability, equality, mutual respect, and honesty. For the problem-solving part, whistleblowing or whistleblower need evidence to report the wrongdoing action in organization. They need to gather all the information as evidence to show at the organization or to the CEO. For ethical leadership problem solving, someone that has ethical leadership, they will lead people by do example and listen to them. It will help them to solve the problems.
Moving to role and risks of whistleblowing in business. First of all, definition. The whistleblowing refers to the act of reporting unethical, illegal, or unsafe practices within an organization to internal or external authorities. Next, the role in transparency and the accountability. First, to ensure business operate ethically and within the law. Second, promotes transparency by exposing hidden unethical practices and holds organizations accountable for their actions, fostering public trust. And the importance are to encourage a culture of honesty and integrity. Second, prevents significant harm to stakeholders such as employees, customers, and public, and to enhance the organization's reputation and reduce legal risks. We move to the next, which is examples of the real world of whistleblowing. First, financial scandal. For example, Wells Fargo scandal. Employees reported unauthorized account opening to meet the sales quotas. Second, health and safety violations. For example, Theranos case by Tyler Schultz exposed inaccuracies in blood testing technology. Third, environmental violations. For example, whistleblowers exposing toxic waste dumping by corporation, and also ethical dilemmas. For example, risk of harm to local communities versus the potential legal consequences for the whistleblower. Apart from that, the risk among the whistleblowers. First, personal risk. They are possibly face the emotional stress and the social isolation, which leads to the loss of privacy or threats to the personal safety. Second, professional risk. The retaliation from the employer, such as demotion, dismissal, or blacklisting, and also damage to their career prospect and professional reputation. Third, also we look to the legal risk, which is potential lawsuits or defamation claim by the accused party, and also lack of legal protection in certain jurisdictions. Okay, for the mitigation strategy, we come with the 3 solutions. First, whistleblower protection policy. For example, establish a confidential internal reporting system by create a policies that protecting the employees from retaliation. Second, legal frameworks. For example, by the strengthening the whistleblowers protection law, we can ensure the legal recourse for those facing retaliation. And third, about the support system, we need to provide a counseling and mental health resources by offering the financial and legal support for the whistleblowers during the investigations.
What exactly is ethical leadership? Ethical leadership is about guiding actions with integrity, fairness, and responsibility. It's about doing what's right, not just for the leader, but for everyone in the organization. Ethical leaders set the standard for behavior, influencing their teams and shaping the overall culture. For example, ethical leaders act as role models. They ensure that organizational values align with ethical principles, creating a culture of trust and transparency. This kind of environment encourages employees to make ethical decisions confidently without fear or repercussion. This concept is backed by the work of Michael E. Brown and Linda K. Trevino, who are experts in ethical leadership. Their research emphasizes that ethical leaders don't just manage, they inspire. By modeling ethical behavior, they influence their teams to adopt integrity and accountability as core values. In summary, ethical leadership isn't just about personal integrity. It's about creating a ripple effect that benefits the entire organization. Okay, for the second one, now let's move to whistleblowing, an essential part of maintaining accountability in organizations and how ethical leadership encourages it. Whistleblowing happens when employees report unethical practice or misconduct within their workplace. For this to occur, employees need to feel safe and support. Ethical leadership plays a key role here. First, building a trust. They create an open and supportive environment where employees feel safe to speak up. Second, providing secure reporting channels. For instance, anonymous helplines or online reporting platforms ensure that employees can report concerns without fear or being identified. And third, establishing clear policies. Policies help formalize the process, making it clear that whistleblowing is welcome and taken seriously. An excellent example is Satya Nadella, which is the CEO of Microsoft. Under his leadership, Microsoft emphasized transparency and implements strong whistleblowing protections. This gave employees the confidence to report misconduct without fear. This aligns with the research of Muel Kaptein, who studied how organizational culture influences whistleblowing. Kaptein found that when organizations build trust and transparency, employees are more likely to speak up about wrongdoing. Ethical leadership creates that trust, showing how important it is for fostering accountability. And for the third slide, let's address challenge in fostering ethical leadership, the solutions to overcome them, and example of leaders who succeed in this area. First, challenge. Firstly, resistance to change. Employees may hesitate to adopt new ethical standards, especially if they're used to a different way of doing things. Second, fear of retaliation. This is common concern for whistleblowers who worry about personal or professional consequences. And third, lack of clear guidelines and training. Without proper training or a clear ethical framework, employees might not understand what expect of them. So solutions here, first, implement whistleblowing protection policies to ensure confidentially and safeguard employees from retaliation. Second, provide leadership training to equip leaders with the tools to model ethical behavior effectively. And third, encourage open communication, creating a safe space for employees to raise concerns without fear. Let's look at some real-world examples of leaders who successfully foster ethical cultures. First, Satya Nadella, CEO of Microsoft. Nadella transformed Microsoft culture by focusing on trust, transparency, and accountability, making it a leader in workplace ethics. Second, Ross Marcario, the former CEO of Patagonia. She prioritized sustainability and openness, creating an ethical environment where employees felt empowered to raise concerns. And last, Paul Polman, the former CEO of Unilever. Polman focused on long-term, ethics-driven policies and integrity sustainability into the company's strategies, earning both employee trust and business success. This example reflects insight from Linda K. Trevino, a leading research in behavioral ethics. Trevino works highlights that ethical leadership helps organizations overcome challenges by fostering trust, transparency, and accountability. key ingredients for long-term success.
Is on building and maintaining ethical organization, a crucial topic in today's world where we trust, transparency, and accountability are more important than ever for organizational success. Organizations that operate ethically are not only more likely to succeed in the long term, but also build stronger relationships with their stakeholders, employees, customers, and the community. Today, I'll walk through you 5 essential strategies for building and maintaining ethical organizations. We'll cover establishing a clear ethical framework, the role of leadership, fostering an ethical culture, ensuring continuous improvement, and engaging with the community. Along the way, I'll provide real-world examples to demonstrate how these principles are applied. Begin with the first 2 elements, establishing a clear ethical framework and leadership commitment. The first step in building an ethical organization is having a strong ethical framework. This includes a well-defined code of ethics which acts as a normal compass for employees and leadership. It also involves aligning this frame of work with the organization's mission and vision and ensuring that policies addresses issues like discrimination, corruption, and conflicts of interest. A classic example is Johnson and Johnson's Credo. In the 1980s, the company faced a crisis when their Tenel products were tampered with, resulting in consumer debt. Guided by their credo, which prioritizes consumer trust and safety, Johnson and Johnson issued a massive product recall, even though it cost them millions. This decision not only protected public safety but also preserved their reputation for decades to come. The second element is leadership commitment. Ethical organizations need leaders who don't just talk about values but live them. They must model ethical behavior, promote transparency, and hold themselves accountable. For example, Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft, transformed the company by fostering a growth mindset culture. Under his leadership, Microsoft shifted towards great collaboration, ethical AI practices, and transparency. By walking the talk, Nadella built a culture of trust which has been instrumental in Microsoft's resurgence as a leader in the tech industry. Now let's move on to the next 2 elements, fostering an ethical culture and ensuring continuous improvement. An ethical culture is about more than just rules. It's about how values are embedded into the daily actions of employees. Training is a critical component. Regular ethics training helps employees recognize and handle ethical dilemmas. Open communication is equally vital. Employees should feel safe to voice concern or report unethical behavior. Take Google as an example. Google implemented an anonymous reporting system, allowing employees to report ethical concern without the fear of retaliation. This not only encourages employees to speak up, but also strengthens trust in the organization's commitment to integrity. Rewarding ethical behavior is another key element. Employees who demonstrate integrity, even in challenging situations, should be recognized and celebrated. This sets a prediction that ethical behavior is valued and rewarded. The fourth element is continuous improvement. Ethical organizations must regularly evaluate and improve their practices. Conducting ethics audit and gathering feedback from employees and stakeholders are crucial for identifying gaps. Volkswagen provides an example of this in action. After the emission scandal, the company implemented stricter compliance measures and brought in independent auditors to ensure that they adhere to ethical standards. These reforms, through not immediate fixes, but were essential in rebuilding trust with their customer and the public. The fifth and final element is community engagement. Ethics shouldn't just stop within the walls of an organization. Businesses have a responsibility to contribute positively to society. Corporate social responsibility, or CSR, is a great way to demonstrate this. Consider Unilever's sustainable living plan. Unilever set ambitious goals to remove environmental impacts, improve social well-being, and enhance the livelihood of millions. By reducing plastic waste, promoting fair trade, and supporting communities, they have aligned their business goals with the broader societal values. The commitment to CSR has enhanced their reputation and strengthened customer loyalty. Another example is Ben & Jerry's. The company actively supports causes like racial equity and climate justice. Integrating these values into their business model, the transparency and consistency in addressing social issues resonate deeply with their customers and stakeholders. To wrap up, let me summarize the 5 elements of building and maintaining ethical organization. Establishing a clear ethical framework to guide behavior and decision making. Ensure leadership is committed to modeling and upholding ethical standards. Foster an ethical culture through training, communication, and rewards. Continuously monitor and improve ethical practices through audits and feedback. Engage with the community through CSR initiatives and transparent reporting. Ethical organizations are built on trust and integrity. They create long-lasting relationships with stakeholders, enhance reputation, and achieve sustainable success. I leave you this question: what steps can we take today to ensure our organization lead with integrity?
Conclusion about whistleblowing. Whistleblowing and ethical leadership are essential for creating a transparent, a clear, and accountable organization. Whistleblowing allows individuals to report their wrongdoing while they are working period, while ethical leadership fosters a culture that encourages such reporting. This combination helps maintain the ethical conduct and promotes organizational success.